Hey buddy, it's the Aaronator here. We have our first episode of our GM mode on NHL 17. I know it's called franchise mode, but almost like Spurman is, I'm not trying to copy him, but I just prefer to call it GM mode because that's what we're doing, enter GM name. And if you guys see the logo in the background, and if you haven't told by the thumbnail of this video and by the name of this video, guys, we are doing a GM mode with the Colorado Avalanche. So I already tried doing this multiple times before, and it just never worked out. Now, don't think I'm going to be... I know there's a lot of guys, people that may have wanted to see different teams. Nathan, Carolina, and Hartford, relocation, stuff like that. We could still possibly do that. Obviously, there's more time later on in the year to do more, hopefully. And the first thing I want to just do is... I just want to start off here. So, we are going to go just Aaronator, because I want to use my rightful name, because that's who I am on YouTube. That's just who I am. I know it's Aaron, but... I like doing that. I like just getting it what my name is on there. So obviously, if you guys haven't seen GMO, there is so much, and there's just spending, importance of success, patience. Detroit's patience, 5-star. Yeah, I can tell. Yeah, and Edmonton's got to be way up there. Apparently not. Doesn't make sense. But the thing is, what we're gonna do with this Colorado GM mode, I'm calling it, is because we're not doing owner. We're not doing relocation. I was thinking about doing relocating to Quebec, but I'm not going to do that. Owner mode is off. We're just going to make it just like last year. GM firing is off. Assistant coach edit lines is off. Everything is pretty much off. And then, of course, our usual stuff that we had last year. We're going to have owner mode on in our next GM mode, which hopefully will be in a month or two. I want to make this a shorter GM mode just because they're already ready to win, I think, Colorado. And only need to make a couple more changes, and so I'll talk to you more about that when we get into this. So let's go in the quick settings. Apparently full sim is the proper way to do it. Then I guess it would be whatever it is, period length, I guess. You can do 5 minutes, but I mean, it doesn't matter too much. Injuries, we can play with injuries. We did it last year. Authentic cap penalties, of course, on. Draft pick ownership, authentic, difficulty, superstar. Again, that doesn't really mean too much, but yeah. Trade difficulty, hard. Waivers off, accept relocation. We're not doing relocation. No, not in this one at least. Maybe in the next one. I really did want to do a relocation, guys, but I may not, just because there are a couple of people who are already doing a lot of big name teams. I think Quebec could be a possible one. I think that's what the next one might look like. We'll just start it up. I think that might be the next our idea. I do want to let you guys know I did edit some rosters. Of course he did. Why wouldn't Aaron do that? We all know I'm a roster geek. I just edit all the rosters if possible. But I did more because I noticed that a lot of the prospects in year one are really not great potential. I just went on the 2017 mock draft to edit some of their potentials and overalls, and now they're more. It's a better first round. Oh my gosh, the draft's probably going to be very bad though. I made Jimmy VC just like Superman. I know you guys probably are thinking like this guy's crazy. He's copier. I will agree. I tend to copy a lot of Superman's things. I do respect him as a GM, a fellow GM. He's very good with his videos, and I want to strive to bring as good as content as him. Maybe not in his same way, and maybe not exactly, but in with my personal touch on it. So. I obviously, I do watch lots of different GM modes when I have the time, and yeah. So I was thinking about making Tyson Jost as well, but because he's a young guy who just got drafted and stuff like that, and he's another center, we don't really need that. If we want to use him as a trading asset, a potential trading asset, pretend that he was a trading asset, we'll probably just trade a draft pick from like 2021. We can do that, and I would consider it to be one of our college prospects in real life. Because I want to take I think 3 to 5 years max, but definitely 3 years, I think, is good to try and get into the playoffs. And I mean, like, even now, I want to get into the playoffs and I want to win a cup. So, and I think this team has the pieces. So that's all we're going to be checking out. Actually, no, we're not. I said that, but I don't mean that. We're going to be going right into the sim, guys. Holy moly, this guy is really crazy. So we got lots of goalies. Why am I going to roster moves? Because I want to make some roster moves apparently. And I will, but I want to quickly show you manage contracts. I've already showed you guys lots of the prospects in past videos of past times, of past that I've tried to make this GM mode the way it is. We have got Pickard and Varlamov. Varlamov will probably be good enough. Pickard could be a good trading asset eventually, or just the backup of the future. Martin, I thought his potential was really good, but apparently they made it worse because apparently he went from like 3.5 green to 2.5 yellow. So that's okay. We don't really need him. It's just a prospect. A prospect of possibilities. We got Tyson Berry, Johnson, Bushman. I think could be moved eventually. His contract isn't great, but I think for now we can keep him. Nick Holden. I know what you guys are thinking. He's not on the team, and he was traded for a 4th-round pick in the offseason. If you guys didn't know that, to the Rangers. So I will make that trade because I want to make sure that we got the proper rosters, sort of thing. Teuton, Weircock, Begrass. In the system, we got some more prospects and guys who could play in the NHL, Zadorov, Zelenaz, and all of that. So, and then we got some prospects, obviously. But I wanted to say, because we do have a couple of prospects down here that we could play, and we could move some of these guys up, Bushman's contract could possibly be moved, hopefully. That might be a good idea. I wouldn't necessarily want to sign Chris Russell. Obviously, we could sign him and just keep him for a bit and maybe even trade him at the trade deadline if we're a bad team. But I mean, I don't want to do that. I think we have enough defense right now. If we're going to do anything, we might trade to upgrade our defense and or get rid of Bushman for contract purposes. Obviously, we won't necessarily have a top 4 defenseman, so I can leave that to you guys. I might keep him for the start of the season. We can see how we go, but yeah. There's Grigorenko. He could be a top 6 player by the time this GM mode is over, maybe even higher if he develops properly. Then you got the left wingers, Landeskog, Colborne. They signed a couple depth guys here, could be good for the playoff run. And look at this, Rantanen, low elite sniper. That guy's beauty. 3rd line checking forward, so we'll probably play him in the NHL, I guess. I think that makes the most sense. Duchesne and McKinnon. We could make McKinnon a right winger and then play him on the right wing if we want to do that, because his faceoffs are 75. That's not horrible, but Soderberg as the 2nd line forward, and then maybe even a signing of a 3rd line center if there is any. As for prospects, John Mitchell, yeah, that's pretty much it. There's really not too many prospects that this team has. Only a couple of stud ones. Maybe they have some good defensemen and Rantanen, but a lot of their guys are already in the NHL, as you can see, McKinnon not being the obvious one, and then some of the other guys even more developed. So we will go and do the lines, probably, and I think that makes the most sense, right? You want to do lines before the season starts. Since we got injuries, we got to make sure we have extras in each position. Goalies, we can leave that for now. Defense, let's see, are these guys top 6? They're both top 6, so I think we do have to trade some of these guys. Yeah, definitely, that would be in our best interest. I want to play our young guys for sure. I think Weircock could go, or at least we don't need him right now. And then Begrass is the youngest defenseman there, or aside from Zadorov. So we'll see. We do need a couple defensemen. Having 8 defensemen wouldn't be horrible. Sislo, we're going to confirm him to go down. He'll be better in the AHL. Left wingers, centers, we should be set. We just need to... I think McKinnon will be moved to the right wing because we could use a right winger for the NHL. That'll be a lot better for our depth, I think. I mean, what do I know, though? Let's see. In the system, Mitchell, more depth guys. So Martinson can always be called up, so he can be sent down. And then Ben Smith, I think, he has some good defensive stats and physical stats. So unless Mitchell's more of a physical guy than defensive. So we'll play Smith for now in that position. Left wing's got 5 and then 3. So we might make a signing if there's a 3rd line for center, but maybe we'll actually... What? No. He gave me the captain of the AHL. That was just really weird seeing Patrick Weirkoch as the captain. What? So let's go and gameplay sliders, and it should be... Oh yeah, it's just in general right here. Injury occurrence. So I noticed, again, I've watched some GM modes, so maybe not 10. Maybe we can go start off with 20. We'll see what happens. Maybe that is too much. Maybe it isn't. But hopefully, as long as we get some injuries to make it sort of realistic, Obviously, if we don't, then we're not getting the injury bug, which is nice. But I mean, whatever works, works. So let's go and check out some free agents because there could be some guys quickly. Just if there's anybody we need to add. Most guys, I know you guys might be thinking about guys like Datsuk and stuff, and Luke Shen. Luke Shen, some guys that were overrated. Jared Cowan, some big defensemen that were like Luke Shen was rated 84 overall. I don't even know why, so I just moved him down a bit. Anything that really needed major change, Zdeno Chara, I moved him down a bit. Datsuk is AHL kind of guy now. His contract will be in Arizona because they need it, and otherwise they'd be needing to they'd be in cap problems. They'd automatically probably get some guys like Ekman Larson getting $10 million contracts just to make it them hitting the floor. So I mean there are I mean Chris Russell, he does fit. I don't know. I mean we don't necessarily have the cap space for him. If we trade Bushman, we might, but I don't know if we really need to do that. As for centers, I don't even know if there's any centers really. Yeah, there's not really any third line. Well, there's Mike Richards, but I don't think Mike Richards is a third liner. So I honestly think we'd be fine just going off the way we are. We can even check out the lines though first. So edit lines, and we will probably do a month of sim, and then you guys can let me know what you think. No, I can do the lines myself. Best lines. So we can probably do McKinnon on the right side. Maybe. Do we need to? Yeah, we need to go back to roster moves for a second. And so left wingers, we need to bring up. Where is he? There you go, Rantanen. That's the guy. We need him because he's going to be a very clutch player for us, and we need to make sure he develops for sure. Being one of the only other left wings aside from Landeskog, really. I don't know how Colborne is considered a second liner, but whatever floats your boat. Bork, Gabriel Bork, more of a depth guy, more offense than Rene Bork, but I think Rene Bork will probably be better. He might get some penalties, but Bork, I mean, to me, it says depth. So if we play them in the right spot, then it should be better. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8. So we can actually probably call up someone, and it's not going to be Bork. It's going to be not Martinson. It's going to be Mitchell because we're paying him 1.8 to do so. There you go. Best lines. We'll go to edit lines, obviously, quickly one more time. And playing in the AHL for a guy like Chris Biegrass should be okay. I do want to move him up to the NHL soon, though. That should be the plan. As of right now, we have a lot of defensemen, so that is why it's sort of messed up, and that's why it's sort of confusing. But we'll figure it out. Grigorenko, that could be a nice second line actually. So we'll try McKinnon on that line right there. I think Soderberg going in there would probably be better. Actually, I might do that. And then Grigorenko actually could play center right there because he has some decent faceoffs and he has played center before. It might be better. I'm just trying to see what we can do to even it out a bit. But McKinnon, Soderberg, Rantanen, Grigorenko. I wish we had a playmaker. We have so many good playmakers, and then Rantanen and guys are like really good, but also not quite there. I think Rantanen we might give a shot in the second line. You know what? We'll just go with whatever the best lines say for now. I think that could even be a good idea. Because, I mean, Soderberg on the third line with Rantanen could really help. And then defense, I think I might try it like that if we want to play our better defenseman first. Actually, we have to trade Holden. So maybe Biegrass will have a spot straight off the bat. So let me go make that trade quickly. And then we should be able to start off the season. And then that'll be good. Yeah, that'll be nice. I'm excited for this GMO, guys. It's going to be shorter, obviously, than past ones. But it's also waiting for the roster update like many other YouTubers are, and some of them aren't. We could obviously make this go longer if it's going really well and we want to go more. I'd definitely be okay with that. Sadine's on the block. Yeah, right. But yeah, we can make it work. We can make it work. So what the heck was I going for? The Rangers. There you go. Not wrong New York team. Wrong team. There you go. So we got the Rangers. We're going to trade for... There's Jimmy Vesey. I'll show you him actually very quickly. What the heck? So are we missing a draft pick? We have the Rangers' fourth pick. So they just failed. Someone failed to move Holden over to the team. I am very sorry, guys. So what we're gonna do is we are gonna trade for a 7th round pick from like a billion years from now. That's what we're gonna do. Or actually trade for a potential guy that's really bad. One of the two. Then we can just let go. This guy is low top 2. 1 year left, 60 nothing overall. So that'll probably be good. That way, there you go. Obviously, we could do draft picks, and then the contract thing is pretty good, but this is the best thing for us. So, obviously, morale's going down from Nick Holden, and we could have not had to lose morale if we just left it, or if I just did that in the off time. But I really don't have much time to make this video. I have so little time. I'm trying to get everything working. But, yeah, that should be good. Weircock, I think, is topped off pretty much, so we'll just bring him up for injuries, I think. Best lines, again, I'm going to try and go with the best lines, and we'll see what happens. I'm actually going to put, instead of Tootin, we're going to do Bgrass first, because I think that'll be really nice to play him as a low elite kind of guy. So we'll do that. Zadorov and Bgrass on the bottom line, and then that way you guys are getting better. So that should be good. Power play, penalty kill, that should be good. Yep. AHL is best lines. Defense, goalies, there you go. So that's a pretty solid AHL team for now. We don't really need to worry about them because we don't have too many prospects either. So that also could be something to look at in the draft, but I think we should be set. Let's go and simulate the first month. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. Yes, there you go. So we're going to start off the preseason. Obviously, it doesn't matter too much. I have done some GM mode. I've done lots of stuff. I'm sorry it took me so long to take out content, guys, but I was really also thinking. I really had to think about it. Quickly, we don't need goalies. We could use better defensemen. There's Callum Foote, I believe. So we'll go 5 weeks for WHL defensemen. So obviously preseason doesn't matter too much, so we can just let that go, whatever it wants to do. But the reason it took me so long is obviously I had to think of what team I wanted to do. And I think just doing a shorter GMO with Colorado, because I always was going to do it, but I never did. And I felt bad for those Colorado fans for the few Colorado fans that may have watched, or if people wanted to see it. Whether there are or not, I just wanted to have it done so then I wouldn't have to think about, like, well, I didn't actually ever complete a GM mode with Colorado. So this way, we have it completed, and we're going to try and see if we can win a cup within the next couple of years. Because I think this team has a lot of young assets. And within year 2 or year 3 are guys like McKinnon. I think McKinnon hopefully should be a 90 overall, and then maybe we can get another defenseman in here. And I think we could be a really top team, a tough team to beat, really. And there's AJ giving me invitation. If you guys don't know, this was probably going to be uploaded on Tuesday. Let me just let the sim go quickly. This is going to be pretty important. We want to get off to a good start, so I'll talk about that after. AJ, hopefully you go away just for now. Dallas, and that's a 3-1 loss. That was a big game to lose, the first game. So year 1, I think this team doesn't have enough. I mean, I think we could be really good. Right off the bat, Grigorenko's injured, so we can just replace player. I don't mind that. I think we have some good depth in some areas, but we don't have enough elite star power in the top 6 and top 4 defensemen. So if we are a bad team, which clearly the game wants to say that we're losing 6-2 to everybody, actually only one game, and then we won 6-2 against Pittsburgh. But, I mean, I don't mind if we... I don't want to have that mindset, but I really, against other Pacific Division teams, like we just even lost against Arizona. We're not that great, like that fantastic of a team. This is our best lines, apparently. So I don't know. Forwards, we'll go American forwards for 3 weeks. You know what? I don't mind, actually. Let's go with Sim another month. I might make some line changes. This is going to be a big time to get some wins. Martinson, AHL, we can just do best lines for the AHL. I really don't mind what the AHL is doing over there in San Antonio. Lost to Chicago. Minnesota, I'm going to stop Sim there. Hopefully it stops on St. Louis. There's a 3-0 win. I will go ahead and play the St. Louis game. Let's see. And we are going to end up with a 4-0 win. That's awesome. We got 3 out of 4 possible wins against Central Division teams. So that will boost us up back a bit. We should be around the Central area. point against Arizona, I don't mind. I would have liked the 2 points, obviously. Everybody would, but that's pretty good. Winnipeg, we got to get a win here. I think they're a team we can beat in the Central Division. And we're going to end up with a 3-0 win. Holy moly. I guess our goalies are just really shutting them down. I think it would be our goalies. I don't think... Well, I guess I take that back. But, I mean, I think the goalies... Varlamov is a really good proven goalie. I think he can get us some wins because he's really high overall rated. I'm not sure if that's really true, his overall, but... I think he's just... I think the team's just having a struggling time in Colorado. I know that the main reason that they've been losing, apparently... we can replace player, I think. Actually, we might have to get in another forward. Soderberg, we can do that. And then we can do... scratched. Ooh, so we have more injuries than needed. Tootin, want to play center? We've done this with Bartkowski, and it worked. He played center. So, you know what? I don't even care at this point. Well, I do care. It's not... You guys know what I mean. What the heck? Bartkowski 2.0. Let's go. Tootin playing center. We got a 6-2 loss. I probably should change that, and I probably will. Let's see. We want to get some Super Swedes to play alongside Landeskog for 1 month. We can make them... Well, we'll do the defenseman because Liljegren's really good. He is right-handed, but you can never have too many good right-handed defensemen. Actually, Winnipeg has proved that that's possible, but with Trouba, Bufflin, and all those guys. Grigorenko is available to play. Hopefully he doesn't get injured again. Sometimes I've actually just let it go on just so then they heal from injury. But then as soon as the player gets back from injury, they're just like, hey, I'm not in the lineup. I'm going to go back to 70 overall because I hate you now. It's like, dude, I'm trying to make sure that you don't get injured again. Oh my gosh, like it's just ridiculous. So, game against Edmonton. Possible team we could meet in the playoffs. We go up with a 4-1 win. Vancouver, the team I just was a GM for. Let's see if I finish them off pretty good. They're 12-9-1. I actually noticed that you can get off to pretty good starts with Vancouver. I did a GM just for fun with Vancouver. In the first 2 months, we were like one of the top teams, and then we ended up being actually the worst team in the league. And then we lost the lottery and actually moved down all the way to 4th just with Vancouver's luck, but... Yeah. Ben Smith, we can probably... I think he was playing like center. How's Mitchell doing? He's a -2. And then how is Smith doing? He's a +1. So we're going to go with the guy who's the plus player. That just makes the most sense, I think. If he's playing well, then you got to play him where he's playing well, right? 2-1 shootout win. So we've caught up back to over 500 now. We're 10-9-2. This team, again, is still early on. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, but I mean, this is the kind of team I expect us to be, a team that's 10-9-2. I think we can have a positive record, and that's what I want to have. I don't necessarily want to tank and get the first overall pick. That would be nice. However, I mean, that's what the lottery's for, right? It's called the lottery for a reason, not just to tank. Times I don't want to walk into that locker room. I'm happy with the... I don't hear a lot of feedback. You know what? Be a role model in that locker room. That's what you can do. Morale improved. I like that they added like demanding and stuff. I don't know why. I like when I tried talking with Vancouver. Apparently, demanding always made everyone happy. It's just like, you guys gotta win this game 10-0, or you're gonna be doing bag escape for the rest of your life. Like, I don't know how that works, but apparently it works with some players. It's not always positive, but I guess that just worked. That made the most sense to me, and he seemed to be happy with that. Good for you, Blake Como. So, actually, I was getting there, but we're going to stop right there, guys. That's the GM mode for now. I'm glad we were able to start and get off to a decent start. We are 5th in the league. We're not in a wildcard spot, it doesn't seem, because there's no star right near us, but that seems to be pretty solid. Just for top points, Barry has 16 points, so it looks like our offense isn't coming through. I figured it was our defense. But, I mean, some guys are getting offense, but Barry's doing really well. So, I'm excited to see what happens. Rantanen's got 5 points. Not too bad. There's some teams or players that are doing really well. Barry and Johnson, obviously, doing very well. Bigras and Zadorov. Maybe we need to add in another defenseman. Picard seems to be doing good as well. I mean, we just have a lot of young players, and I think this team can definitely improve. So, If you guys want to let me know about any trades, maybe some signings. I don't know if Russell's still there. I'm not going to check as of right now, but I don't think we could sign him. But as of right now, I don't mind missing maybe year one. I want to have a good season. I don't mind missing the playoffs, but I want to have a good season. Okay, I want to make sure this team is going in the right direction, not necessarily getting a bunch of first overall picks. That's not going to help your team win. Edmonton proved it. Anyways, guys, that's the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one.